and the call.
I just see my,
Okay.
so you're on the line and unmute it.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is an oath of office. I am a commissioner host, so I'm just going to witness your signatures and make sure that you know what you're doing, what you're saying.
Okay, so can I just take over for 2 seconds here?
Okay.
I'm gonna call to order and say good morning to everybody. I'm the Chief Administrative Officer, and I'm calling the organizational meeting of council to order on August 22nd at 10:37 a.m. pursuant to the Municipal Government Act and bylaws of the Summer Village of White Sands. I will now conduct a roll call to confirm the presence of all newly elected councillors. So please, Leona Thorogood.
Dan Zembel.
Paul Ashford.
Thank you. And before proceeding with the official business, I'd like to introduce Carol.
Cheryl Dick is my name.
Yeah, Carol Dick, and she is here to do the commissioner oaths, and I now turn it over to you.
Okay. So I'm going to get you all to read these out loud. So I state your names.
All together?
Sure.
I, Leona
Paul
Thorogood,
Ashford.
having been elected to the office of councillor in the Summer Village, White Sands, I will diligently, faithfully, and to the best of my abilities, execute according to law the office of councillor as required by the official Alberta Oath of Office Act. I will truly, faithfully, and impartially perform the duties of the office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I am legally qualified to hold the office to which I have been elected. I have not received and will not receive any payment, reward, or promise thereof for the exercise of any corrupt practice or undue influence in connection with my official duties. I have read, understand, and will comply with the Alberta Municipal Government Act and any other applicable legislation, the Summer Village White Sands bylaws, policies, and rules of procedure, the code of conduct, and all ethical obligations applicable to my role, and will disclose any pecuniary interest or conflict of interest in accordance with Division 6 of the MGA.
Very well done, everybody.
Wow. It's challenging.
Yeah.
Unison reading.
First challenge in working together as a council, eh?
So
Everybody's got
you need to witness our signature
I do.
individually?
No, just one
Okay.
second. Can you do that? Now I'm gonna get you to hold up your left hand. I solemnly swear that you are signing this as a court of law under oath. I solemnly swear.
I solemnly swear.
That will do. Take oath. Thank you very much.
The hardest thing you have to do all day.
No, once they're sworn in as council, we're good, and I would like to thank you for taking the time out to do this for us.
No problem.
And now that this part is being done, I confirm that the members of council are duly sworn in and officially able to carry out the duties of office. Yay! Congratulations.
Hooray!
Slackard.
Yeah,
Alright.
The world as we know it.
yeah.
So the only part I'm gonna finish chairing off now is that you must appoint a chief elected official. Will service the mayor, or whatever you decide you want to call them, mayor is usually what's used. For the Summer Village of White Sands as required under the MGA. So I would like to open the floor for nominations for the position of chief elected official. And are there any nominations?
I would like to nominate Dan. He did win the popular vote, which I think is a consideration, and he acted as deputy mayor in the last term, so I think he would be a good choice to lead us in this new council, starting out with that.
I'll second that nomination.
Wonderful. So all in,
Does Dan accept the nomination?
I accept the nomination.
Okay.
so I am now going to officially. You
Pass over the chair.
all in favor?
Aye.
There. Motion.
Motion carried.
Now, can I turn over to the chair?
You can.
As chief elected official that you are now, all yours to follow the rest of the agenda.
Okay, the first item on the agenda that as mayor is to appoint a deputy chief elected, otherwise known as the deputy mayor. Do we have any nominations for that position? Or does anybody want to step up for that position? Hearing none.
I can, yeah, I can, yeah, I can,
Okay.
because I'm here all the time and you're not also.
I think that's a consideration, so
Are you good with that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Nominating Leona. Who is nominating?
I will nominate Leona.
Okay.
Do
All,
we need a seconder on that? Or not required for this one?
all you guys gotta do is, who's all in favor?
Okay, all in favor? Okay,
Keep it simple.
For, you do require movers and seconders for any other resolutions and stuff,
Correct.
right?
For further, not in a municipal council, you don't have to do seconders all the time.
Really?
It's just as long as the resolution is on the table, you've had your discussion and you're all in favor with that resolution, or you make any changes you.
oh, I thought, okay.
Yeah.
Not just financial, in financial matters, you don't need a seconder for any of that.
Nope.
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that.
No, it's always been it's unanimous consent, or I want to, if someone decides they want recorded vote, then you ask for all those.
Okay. And the recorded votes have to be asked before the vote.
Correct. Yes.
We all know that. The next one is MGA training compliance. We did phase one, whatever we're calling it, in the beginning,
Yep.
this morning. The next one is scheduled for September 13th and will be online. We will fully compliant in that.
Yes, so, yeah, I've got that all registered. It is September 13th, and then if there's any changes we need, we can do that as we go. But I would think that recommended action is that you do a resolution confirming you've completed part A and that we're all registered for part B.
Approves reimbursement of training costs from the council education and training budget.
Yes. That way it's official.
So moved.
Okay, thank you.
You got all that wording?
Yep.
Good?
Done.
All in favor? Done.
That's
Okay.
good tracking.
No, it's for signing authority, we typically need two, or do we just all three of us have signing authority? How does that work? Because-
Typically, as I laid out here, typically it's two.
Okay,
It is council's discretion if you want all three. Previous councils have had everybody as signing authority.
we need
But-
one for most of the things, right?
You
Matt.
should, yes, and you
One-
should always
and
have
an
a backup.
So I would suggest that just because of availability, and you might be somewhere and I might be somewhere, that all three of us have signing authority. But, you know, and any one of us can sign on that on behalf of, expense forms or whatever. Is that appropriate?
Yeah, that's the way we had it last year and it seemed to work well. I wasn't too involved in it, but I just
Yeah.
signed once or twice on things, I think, when it
Okay.
just worked out that way.
Yeah, as long as there's no.
It always has to be one chief elected official.
And,
And the
And-
CAO.
yes.
Yeah, so the CAO was.
So there is
always-
two.
But there
There's
do
two
have,
signatures,
Okay.
yeah, and then
Okay.
one elected official.
but there do
Yes.
have to be, in cases where there are two, is because you can't sign your own expense.
Yes.
report. Somebody else. one
Or
of
you
the
would
other-
sign my expense or whatever, vice versa.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to appoint, I need the
We're
names.
we're going to appoint Dan Zembel, Paul Ashford, and Leona Thorogood as signing authority.
And can you add in the chief elected official?
And the chief elected official. I don't know, I didn't know that we have to appoint that.
We should.
We do?
Yes.
Okay. And the CAO.
Because she'll have to take that to the bank. And
Correct.
the bank will-
Yes.
Yeah,
The minutes
they-
have to reflect it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The big one, committee appointments. There are roughly, I'm gonna guess at about 13, 14. Some are fairly active, some are fairly inactive. Some have had one meeting, I think one or two may have had no meetings, but we have not had a chance to look at these up to this point, right? So do you want to go through each of these committees? I don't think we need tons of detail, but we need some detail and then discussion, and then we'll choose committee appointments. And in some cases, I think we also want to do a backup, right? So if we can't make a meeting, then somebody, so we'll designate or secondary.
And I think just, you know, as we go through it, I think one thing that I would encourage that we consider on it is, you know, there's 13 overall, so that would say if we're splitting the load evenly, that would be 4 or 5 for each of us. And kind of in mind of which, you know, we're learning are the more active or important ones, and try to somewhat distribute that
Yep.
workload around as well.
I agree. Yeah. I think we did that last time. I think we each had 3 or 4. I think we each had 4 committees or something to that effect. 4 or 5. Do you want to go through each of these? Or do you want to, you know, maybe give a brief overview and then we appoint, and then we do another brief overview and appoint? Or what's the most efficient way to handle this?
Well, I'm thinking because we built this into the package that I've kind of given you a background. I can walk through the background part because we have the listing for you. I'll just kind of. Here.
Okay, that is about.
So County of Stettler Housing Authority, that provides senior and affordable housing services regionally. It's board composition of 8 representing 6 municipalities. Next meeting, I couldn't get a time frame for building this package, but I'm sure somebody might have a good idea.
So you missed the first 3 then,
Yeah,
right?
is it, NPC was your very first one.
Oh yes, MPC, that is all members of.
Yeah, we are all on that.
Yeah.
Municipal Planning Commission, so that if there's any variance requests or anything like that, I bring that to you guys for full discussion.
So could we get a motion to appoint all 3 of us to the planning commission?
Or do you want to just go through this all and then just do one giant motion?
I
Or do you want separate
Separate
motions?
motion.
think
Separate
we need to
motions.
go through each
Yeah.
individually.
Okay.
Yeah.
who
So
wants-
I move.
Leona moves to put all 3 of our names on there. You can officially write that in however you want. All in favor? Okay. Buffalo Lake Intermunicipal Development Plan Committee, that one,
This one is now that one is all 5 municipalities, so you will need to appoint somebody for that. That is the Camrose Stettler. So this is the current intermunicipal development plan that we have.
okay, this is probably one of the more important ones, to be honest. In the past, the mayor has done this one. I would like to stand for that one, but I open it up for discussion further. I think given the lake levels and some of the pumping situations, some of the docks, all of that would be considered under this, you know, this one. So what are your thoughts?
I support you being on it. It's certainly something that would be of interest to me as well. But I think you in the mayor's position fits on that. I would certainly be happy to put myself forward as the alternate on it, though.
Yeah, again, that's something that I'm interested, but these all switch every year, do they not?
They
Every
can or
year.
Can or
Yeah.
cannot?
they can. We
Yeah.
have this meeting every year, so we can say one way or another.
My only comment to that is I think all of us have an invested interest in this.
Huge.
And so as long as we can have those discussions and move that stuff forward to you, because I know I have some very strong thoughts on that
Yes.
as well. So, but I'm fine if you and Paul want to take it, that's
I
okay.
would make a commitment. That one does not, in my understanding, is that one does not keep minutes and report out very well that way.
Mhm.
But I think
This one does.
this one
actually.
does.
Yeah.
This one does.
Okay.
This is your collaboration.
You're thinking of the management.
Yeah,
All
you're
the
thinking of the management team. This one does take minutes. This one does have a meeting coming up. Because we were supposed to be doing our review and we kind of got a decision that we wanted to bring back to the whole committee. This is that collaboration committee where you can have the discussions that affect the whole entirely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think if you know, with that, I would make a commitment to communicating prior to and after the meetings as much as I can, because I think this is a very big one and very important, and we all have fairly strong, I think we're all aligned in our thoughts, but I think that we need to get that information out and get it back. as much as possible. So can I have a motion to appoint me as a, and then Paul as an alternate?
Okay, cool. All in favor?
All in favor? Okay. The South Shore Plan Committee, now, this is the one that Steppler's backed out of?
Yes, this is the one that Stettler's pulled out of. It's now just you and Roshan Sands. Yeah, this one highly recommend to council that you could appoint somebody and then bring this back to the next regular meeting for a full discussion, or give me direction to dig up how would this be dispersed through the regulations, because
So,
my-
sorry, my comment on this is B, C, and D are very integral to each other. I would think that all three of them would operate basically together, because what you come up with on the South Shore should feed back into that IDP.
Right.
but there's only you and Roshan now.
But it's,
Yeah.
but it's still one of those things that is just like, we all have strong opinions on the IDP. That committee is also gonna have strong opinions that want to feedback.
I think that committee is, with the county removing themselves, has kind of turned it into a bit of a lame duck. And I think,
I'm thinking that.
yeah, and I think what administration's recommendation or suggestion is that we appoint somebody, but that person is largely responsible for finding out whether we just need to dissolve that committee and work with, because if it's just us and Roshan, we can do that whenever we want. So I think at that point, we would ask administration, how do we go about, dissolving that particular committee?
So my suggestion is if all three are integral to each other, I would suggest that we appoint Paul to that one, and then, because you're the alternate for the IDP, and then
So just to link them.
just to link them, and
Yeah.
it's do the reverse. Paul the appointed, and Dan the.
I would be good with that.
That can work.
All in favor? Okay, Paul and Dan. And then the last one is, on that one, is the Buffalo Lake Management Team. That is the more informal one
Yes.
that meets, and that does have some,
So tell me what the management team does.
yeah, as opposed to the.
So they were
other one.
created back in, I was kind of digging on that. They were created back, Lauren knows, back in the 90s, 80s, when was this? And when they were created, the government did it, so that's when they brought in the pumping and things like that. And then after that was all completed, then it kind of has been this, it doesn't have its statutory requirements anymore, so.
So
it's
they
kind
have
of-
removed that.
Yes.
Okay.
But they still decided they wanted to keep, and then they keep each other informed on the different aquatic stuff, lake stuff, and Alberta Environment still does it.
How is that different than the Buffalo Lake South Shore Committee? It involves Pelican Point, which isn't on that committee, right? Aren't they the same players and the same people?
No, this one I think is more, they're not all, Laura, are they all official members, or are they outside people?
The group is made up of members at large,
There you go.
and as well as people that are municipalities that are involved in stabilization. So we've got county councilor from Downos, home, councilor, Setter, and of course, Lucian Sands, White Sands. And then there's members at large, there's an Alex on there too, because Alex Race.
So this is more about lake stabilization as opposed to development.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So I would like to go on that one, and knowing that it's gonna feed back into those other two that are above it.
I think that's okay. Do you have any comments on that, or do you? What's your thoughts, Paul?
I think that's fine. I mean, like, I think it, again, like you said, all these ones are.
They're all
dear to our heart.
interlinked.
I think, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
An alternate?
I would like to be the alternate.
That upland management. Does not make motions.
No, it's got no regulatory
No,
authority.
it's
No,
more a
no.
discussion group.
No.
Yeah.
Basically, it is a get together and discussion for 2 or 3 hours.
Yep.
You must go.
Yeah, which is absolutely fine, because I agree that it shouldn't have any regulatory authority, that it does feed back to that IDP.
So I'll make the motion to appoint Leona on the Buffalo Lake Management,
And yourself as the alternate?
and I would like to be the alternate, if that's okay. All in favor? Housing Authority, Paul has done this one. It has a lot, can you give us your impression of that one?
Yeah, so, this is one that, I've realized as I've been on it, the importance is more than when I started. It's a large budget item. It's one of our larger disbursements other than the education tax. And, there is quite a bit going on. You've been battling higher vacancy rates, some aging infrastructure. It's still kind of under camera, but there's been some accounting issues that have been, I think, resolved now, but it's still in camera, so I can't really share too much on it. But it's fairly tangible. They meet monthly for usually 2 to 3 hours. The next meeting is September 18th, by the way, I looked that up.
Perfect.
I think there is value in rotating it around, given that I've been less than 1 year on it right now. I think there's value. I'd be happy to hold it for another year and then maybe pass the fun on to one of you guys after that.
Sure.
I agree with the continuity. I think that's important. You spend 8-9 months learning it all, and now, to be able to take that, if you put somebody new in there, they gotta go back to square one on that particular committee.
Yeah.
And that one did have a lot of history that I remember most of the committee, the meetings that we had, you had a lot to, it was a lot of information. So Leona, you wanna?
I'm
Make a motion.
fine with that. Just so that you know, most of these committees I've sat on.
Oh, I'm sure you
At
have.
one point in time, so I tried with you go there.
An alternate?
Leona,
Sure.
okay,
And who's making the motion?
Leona did.
Okay.
All in favor? Okay. Regional Fire Advisory. So this one,
This one, either way, might be called fire advisory
Yeah.
still at this point in time, but I'm sure it'll become fire commission.
So can
Some
I
point.
just, before we go much farther, just for my own information purposes, can you just go down, these as to who was on them last year?
Ah, yes.
good call.
Regional Fire
That was me.
was Dan.
Yeah, I'm just.
Alderman?
That was me.
Paul,
Paul.
Waste.
Waste,
That was me.
Shirley McClellan,
That was Lauren.
White Sands Emergency Management, that's all three anyway.
Yeah.
Regional Emergency Management Agency,
That was me.
I actually had thought that was me, but I know.
Yeah,
Well,
It was confused.
I
don't know
know
who
who
that
that
is.
is right now.
I think I was originally on it, and I think we
So,
both went to
Which
meetings.
one are
Yeah.
you guys at?
the SREMA.
Serena.
yeah, that one was
Serema.
weird.
Okay, the
Say it
Stellar
was me.
Regional Emergency
Yeah,
Management
that was Paul.
Agency was, Dan was alternate and Paul was the one.
Okay.
current.
So I might have gone in when you couldn't make one or something. and-
Maybe, and then we couldn't figure it out.
Parkland Regional Library,
That was me.
Yes.
Intermunicipal Collaboration Committee,
That was me.
Dan.
And that one's gonna.
But that's CEO or designate.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Lauren, you
that
got it
one-
easy, only one.
No, Lauren had, so if you
The
want to
first
go back, he had the first three.
Okay,
Well, below the MPC, yes.
Yeah.
He had the first three. So we all had a fairly even load on that.
Yeah.
So with the fire advisory, okay, just to give a little background, and Melissa can expand on this. that one is going to be pretty important, but I think we're gonna need to, and in some cases, more than one of us will attend those meetings, especially in the initial where they're trying to set up a separate regional authority to manage it that's separate from the town. So the town and the county have been in a bit of a match for a long
Town
time.
officially in July did release in the newspaper, they were.
They were separated.
They were
They were
separated.
going on. So that one, I'm happy to be on it, or I'm happy to pass that torch if somebody has a burning, I mean, that's a kind of a weird one for you because you were involved in both when you were with the town there. How do you feel about that one? I mean, I'd be more than willing to stand up on, I think,
I'm okay with it.
This is gonna be.
There's not much that we can do about it. I think as putting on my village hat, we have to decide which is most beneficial for the village if they separate, because we have no control over
Right.
whether the town and the county decide to separate. So we're caught between a rock and a
We
hard
are.
place.
The problem is also the town doesn't necessarily have the equipment for rural firefighting.
Yeah.
I know that,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's where we have to have our village hat on as opposed to our, what we believe should be happening. So, yeah, I'm fine with going on that one.
And because that one's going to start moving ahead with some new things, it would be, I think,
Yep.
it's open for anybody now, because it's brand new.
yeah, I would support that. The one thing I would ask is that in some cases where, you know, we may send more than one delegate.
Oh, absolutely.
I would be okay with being the alternate on that one if you're, I'll make that motion, Leona and Dan is the alternate.
Yeah.
All in favor? Okay. Ambulance Authority, Paul did that one. Again, that one had some complexities, or not?
Not so much. That one, it's quarterly meetings, so it's not much for meetings. As I came on board, they were just ratifying a new contract.
That's what my question was, is when's the next
And the
contract?
next contract is 2026. This last one was, I think, 2023, but it took a couple of years to do it. So
It
I
always does.
imagine it's gonna be the same thing, but they will be starting up new contract talks probably next year, seeing how far that goes. Otherwise, it's not a huge commitment or a lot of controversial things going on it. I can stay on it. I'm more than happy to pass that on. There's not really anything that is current issues. It's just business as usual, so it's no problem to transition it.
I know you had a certain passion for the hospitals and all of that. Would you feel strong? How do you feel?
I
I'm
don't
okay.
feel strongly about it. I sat on that board for probably the full 9 years that I was on council, and the biggest problem with that one is, one, the provincial paramedics and what their contracts are, and how all the hiring and firing and availability of ambulances within the community. I don't know if all of that has been resolved or not, but yeah, to me, those were the biggest issues: contracts and availability of ambulances within the community.
Yeah, availability of ambulances is not currently an issue. That's been brought up in any of the meetings. You know, there is, because all the funding comes from provincially on that, but it's a local thing. There is provisions on there for that the province could take it back, but then part of it has been what is the valuation of the facilities and equipment and all that. So, you know, that's an ongoing thing that I haven't really been too involved with. With your accounting background, you'd probably be a lot more.
Well, and at one point in time, this authority had to decide whether or not they wanted to maintain that contract with the province or let the province manage it. And I know that there was a very clear mandate that we wanted to maintain that.
That's still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Anyway,
doesn't matter to me.
either one of you want to put your hand up, or you want to take it or not? What's your thoughts?
It's up to you, Paul. You want to continue on with it?
I guess when I think about loads and all that, there's Yeah, I'm okay, continue.
Okay,
Like you said, it's.
and I can be alternate.
Okay, yeah, I would, that'd be good. Okay,
Make a motion for that?
I will.
Leona makes the motion and all in favor? The regional waste, I've been involved in that one and it is my background. I am quite passionate about it. There's a few things. The county does most of the, well, all of the administration. The commission does not deal with the recycling aspect of it. This is just the landfill, pretty much. So I'd like to continue that one. We just spent $1 million on a compactor. EPR is coming into play. They don't have a whole lot to do with EPR, but there is some things that will be changing here. So unless somebody
No.
has,
I'd make that motion.
okay,
And do you want to be alternate?
I can be.
water.
I'd love to be on that one.
Tell me about that one.
That started, here I am going back, when I was on council, the town of Stettler owned the water pumping station off of Red Deer River. At one point in time, the town considered selling that pumping station, to a third party. Town council then decided, no, it's going to keep that pumping station, so these commissions have started up. So the Shirley McClellan Water Commission simply buys the water off the town of Stettler and then manages all the lines,
distribution and stuff.
all the distribution lines that are there. And so, I don't know if much has changed since then, but I'm certainly interested in finding out sort of, I know
How
where
that
it
developed.
started
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how, and where it's developed too. So, and Shirley McClellan was our MLA and she got the majority of the funding for the upgrade of the town water treatment plant and then most of the lines going out to the different communities, and most of that was now 90% funding.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that lots of it still is 90% funding.
Yeah.
So they buy the water from the town and then
Distribute.
distribute it, but they set a different rate so that they can manage that commission.
And they
Am I close, Lauren?
You are.
I think, that important part was that the town didn't want to sell the water treatment plant. And you make it $26 million for, upgrade.
Yeah.
Still was. So when water comes out of the plant, commission takes it.
Yeah.
Not from the plant as much as this transfer station.
That's right.
Out here for. And that's where all the lines.
That's
go.
where all the lines go. Except the one that goes to Alex, doesn't that one go directly out of the plant or does that go to the fence? Right, but it also, but that comes right out of the town plant, doesn't it? Yeah.
So the lines that have been are working on is complete. So the last line is gonna go from Pinalba to Rosalie and Ball.
Okay,
That's for $11.2 million project. The other one is the commission's building the reservoir for Pinalba.
okay,
And that's been commissioned, well, they got 75.
Okay.
That'll be the interesting one to be on that committee to make sure as you're going through it is because they took over that grant. They got permission to take over the grant. Nelda is gonna lose the grant. And so whatever is gonna happen, that could affect the municipalities.
as in water rates or as in what way?
Financial liability. It's a
Financial,
liability now.
is it going to be something that's just dealt with through Denelda and the grants and then the rest of it, that's the portion that has to be paid by a municipality or all the municipalities?
So if Denelda gets taken over by the county of Stettler, wouldn't that be the county of Stettler's
If that's the
liability?
case.
If that
As opposed
If that happens, that would be something that you'll have to pay attention to in the next coming time of what's
Yeah,
going on.
okay.
The venture on that is divided into what we divide what we divided.
Oh, it is. All 14 municipalities signed off on it. Okay, so that's where the financial
Yes.
implications come. Okay,
I
yeah.
would, I
that's
would,
fine.
I would,
Just to mention again that the other line from a place called Community East is also included in plans. Include, so it's going to be special areas and then go all the way to Ontario, Concord, Saskatchewan. So all three of them projects are included. That's it.
What is-
that's-
quantity wouldn't support much more, really.
I think those are,
It's,
That-
that's the end of the commission's plans.
yeah, they haven't gotten any further.
But then special areas has been branched off too, so.
Okay.
you know, we'll have this add-on stuff.
Whoever sits on this committee, I think there's some interesting things that are gonna be developing out of it.
Anyway, I'm interested in that one, but
I would, Paul?
Yeah,
You wanna make the motion?
I'll make the motion, for Leona. Dan, do you wanna be the alternate on that one?
Sure, yep.
Okay.
White Sands Emergency Management Committee,
that's all three of us.
Yeah.
I've got 3.
Question on it, what does that committee do that's separate from Sarima? I don't really
Yeah.
understand that.
Okay,
We handle it locally if something happens.
yeah, legislative requirement, you still have to have a committee. Because if there was disaster or I need to be able to reach out and get somebody to sign off if we had a local emergency.
So the committee doesn't do anything outside of an emergency?
No, in an emergency. So if, for example, we had a major flood, cause that's the one thing that we're at risk of,
Or tornado or something?
or
like that?
tornado or something, then that committee would only meet mostly to just deal with that event. Is that not accurate?
Unless it becomes a local or state of emergency, which then gets bumped up to Sarima now.
Yeah,
So
but we
if-
would still be on that committee to deal with that.
They always tell you have to have you have to have these committees, because they do have the central committee meeting where they bring in all the stakeholders once a year. Then we have our annual now, because we've gone under the larger regional. So then you have to do that one annual meeting. So,
So it really, did it meet, I don't think it met in our term.
no.
So it meets once a year, that's it.
That's it.
And then as an emergency, it would then meet
Yeah, and
to
I
deal
think,
with
Are
that.
you talking Sarima or the other one?
well, the White Sands, I think it's just because
White
there's
Sands,
different
okay.
levels you have to do.
Yeah.
The Sarima is where we now have moved, but you still have to have your own
local.
emergency local.
Okay, so we're all on that. The Stettler Regional
So motion
Emergency.
to appoint all.
Oh, sorry, motion to appoint all 3 of us to that. All in favor? Okay, I made that motion.
Yeah.
Pick a name.
Yeah,
That was a controversial.
you were looking for a name, like you said.
Speaking
There you go.
so.
Stettler Regional Emergency Management, I was on that one.
No.
You were on that one, I was the alternate.
Yeah, you came to
But you
that.
guys are already taking lots of the others, so I can put my name forward for that one.
What are you thinking, Paul?
Either way, like that's kind of interesting to me. I'm an operational engineering type guy, and I've got ICS 200 level training for emergency response.
It's only 2 meetings in a year.
Yeah, so it's not much,
Okay.
but you know, I kind of geek out on that stuff, so I'm happy to keep that one.
Well,
Okay, well then geek away.
given that, yes,
I'll be the alternate.
I would be good with that, and that makes,
Making the motion for that.
sorry.
I will.
Paul and Leona, okay. Library, that one nobody wanted, and Paul took that one and ran with it, and you actually had some good wins on that
Well,
one.
it was nice to bring, more awareness of what,
Yeah,
that it was more on the library side. They were really keen to do outreach and to educate us, and then they started the kids program in the summer,
Yeah.
which I think has been great.
And we have another bike program coming in the fall again, so we have been really
So-
pulling in.
Yeah.
this one,
I am happy to pass that on, though. I mean, like, I'm happy with
Well,
what's happened, but
I'm
I-
just thinking here, I'm looking at the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're already up to 4, Dan's at 1,
2,
2.
that's it.
No,
No, you,
no,
I'm not counting all threes.
Yeah, I'm not either. I've
So
only got
Dan's at
2 according to mine.
1, 2, and
You got
I've got
three.
1, 2, 3.
Well, I would like to deal with the ICC committee.
Okay,
So I would like to,
yeah, I can go on it.
yeah, okay,
okay, Leona,
and I can be the alternate.
okay,
It's again, not a huge commitment. It's quarterly meetings. They do have, you know, there's like whatever, 50 members of the
Yeah.
larger committee. And then I think there's 9 sub-regions that make executive committee that meets more often.
The one committee I've never been on, so there you
Yeah.
go. So that'll be
okay,
new to me.
so I will make a motion, Leona and Paul is the alternate.
Sure.
All in favor? And the last one, that one,
Have at her.
Well, that one's gonna be a bit of a challenge. Last year was more of an information thing. We had one meeting, I think, scheduled with the county. And we talked about everything from roads to sewer to
boat launch.
boat launch. I think that one this year is, and we're gonna need a lot of discussion and a lot of support because both the sewer with the sewage lagoons and what we have access to and how we have access and how we get billed and how, whether it's a user fee and all that, that's up for discussion. And the road agreement is coming due now. So they're going to attempt some, renegotiation on that. So I think I would love to sit on it and meet with them. But I think we're gonna need to kind of get our strategy down with us before we meet with them.
Yeah, that's the same as the IDP for Buffalo Lake. I would love to have some input into that and discussion and know what's happening. So,
Yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. I would like to call for anybody who wants to make that motion.
I will.
Or is there further
Actually,
discussion?
just a question I got on it. So, it says here in the package, CEO or designate is usually who sits on it. Oh, chief elected officer, I was thinking CEO. Okay,
No.
never mind. Yes.
So
Yes.
Stan,
Who's alternate?
Leona then?
sure.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, all in favor? So by my count, we're down 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3. Paul's got 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
And Leona's got 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. So 4, 4, and 3, and that concludes that.
Or next is your establishment of council meeting dates, times, and days for office location.
Okay,
Two motions.
so yes, so the next is where do we establishment of meeting time? So currently we were at,
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
And I would like to say that, I am responsible to make an easier transition where I can. So I think probably, with your committees, I'll be talking to, Danny, Rona, Paul, I think you're all okay because you've been on them before.
Sure.
And I have. But if you wanted to have kind of I'll start digging around with, history is great thing.
Yeah.
If you want it. If
Yeah.
you don't, that's fine.
yeah, so thank you. Officially, I guess we can now thank you on behalf of the council for your 28 years of service. Just for the table, we are the community, the village, the community in the village is having going to formally thank and recognize Lauren on the August, September long weekend at the Cornhole and Chili Cook-Off thing. We're going to publicly thank him for his years of involvement. After that, yeah.
after that. You've already been confirmed, Lord.
Yeah.
By your wife.
Yeah, so we did confirm his attendance, and if you all could be there, we'd appreciate it.
Are you away anytime middle of October? Are you gonna be around middle of October?
I'm in October, November.
Okay.
I can't make it unfortunately, but
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
Bye, Lauren.
Darn it. I had to clarify those dates and we'll talk about it later.
Okay, council meeting dates, so
we normally, last time was the second Wednesday of the month at 9:30 here. And definitely you can change it to whoever, but I know for, I think Leona, at the very first meeting, it would be, did I think our holidays or?
I think you have a break
So
one
you
in
might need a
between.
special meeting, I don't know, or like change the September date.
or are you able to dial in?
Second meeting of each month, so I am gone the 8th to the,
Yeah.
the 8th to the.
I
What
am-
did I say that was Monday, 8th to the.
Yeah, I have. I think you have something available on the 18th. Bear with me. I know I got.
18th is a Thursday.
I leave on the 9th and I'm back on the 16th.
So let's first establish whether we want that
You want that
second
Wednesday?
Wednesday, 9:30. Does that work? Other than September, does that work for in a general?
It works for me. I think the 9:30 time works well because then it does give me the opportunity to come up from Calgary that morning if I have things going on to leave early. Or otherwise, I often just come up the night before and check the cabin and head back after meeting it.
Or is midweek better or
Well-
worse for you?
Well, midweek is okay. You know, a Monday or a Friday would typically maybe combine with when I might be up for a weekend anyways, but I know with the office hours, Mondays and Fridays, Mondays are often fighting fires, I know you said, Fridays is not a normal.
That's
public
fine though.
day.
Yeah.
We're not, that's not something that we would close off that you can do Fridays. If you want to do a third week instead of a second week, which would fit some of the days that you provided to me. They're all open.
Well, October's the only month that everything else I'm fine with. It's just,
Yeah.
I had
Yep.
stopped
I-
for September, sorry, not September.
I'd say I'm happy to stay with Wednesday at 9:30 and whether it's the second or third month really. or
Is it,
week
would
makes
Monday
no
be better
difference.
for you?
Monday might work too, Paul.
Well,
Cause
like-
then if
yeah.
you're up here, then you can
Then you
stay,
just
do
stay an
your
extra
meeting
day.
and then go home. Rather
We would get more of your personal attendance and fewer call-ins, like video conference.
potentially,
not?
potentially. We could do Monday if,
I got no issue with it done one way or another. The administration is here on Mondays. Monday mornings, it might get a little hectic, but that's just.
What's the duration of the meetings usually?
That all depends on you guys.
But
It's,
no.
it's 9:30 and we typically,
3 hours.
it's
talk,
3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
try to
Be
get done by
absolutely
1.
fine with Mondays.
Okay, well, let's try Monday. then.
Second Monday,
And then if the
oh,
Monday's a
Mon-
holiday, then it would be the Tuesday.
correct.
Okay, so if it falls on a holiday date, then it moves to the Tuesday.
Correct.
You're probably not ever gonna hit a holiday on the second Monday.
Really? Thanksgiving?
That might be the only one. That is, I think the 13th, isn't it?
Second Monday.
Yeah, that is the second month, but that might be the only one. That's
You
fine.
said you're back on the 16th?
Yes, I am. So yeah, actually what happens is September,
We could do it on the 8th then,
do it on the 8th. So what have I got on the
which
8th?
would work.
Actually, no, it doesn't, because I have a surgery teaching date that day.
Okay.
I am totally indisposed on the 8th.
What about 16th? Are you traveling back?
The 16th, September 16th, 4:05 is when our flight is, so.
Okay.
We could do it the Wednesday, the 17th, or
So
like we could do it midweek that week and then.
let's
get on to-
deal with the Monday first. We need a motion to set the regular meetings the second Monday of every month with a Tuesday as an alternate, unless if we have a holiday situation. For the regular meetings, let's deal with that.
Okay.
So motion made by Leona, all in favor, yep. And then the second thing we wanna do
At
is
9:30 as well.
You're going
at 9:30.
9:30
And
AM.
then the second thing we wanna do is for the September one, let's make a separate,
Yes.
and that's not a special meeting, that's just pushing the date of
Yeah.
the regular
Yeah,
meeting
yeah,
to a
you just-
different date.
Yeah,
Okay.
so in your motion, state for the first September meeting, date change will be.
To, Leona, you pick the date because
Okay,
you have the schedule that's challenging. Now, the only one that we can't.
I could do
September.
September 17th. I can probably make changes for that date.
That would work for me. Paul?
Uh,
That is a Wednesday,
That is a Wednesday.
That would work for me, yeah.
okay?
That was at 9:30
Yep. So the September meeting, the motion is that the September meeting will be pushed back to the 17th at 9:30.
Okay, I'm just,
Who wants to move to the next?
I can.
Okay.
sorry, if you just give me a second to check this. I just see that my set of district ambulance meeting looks like it's on the second Mondays of months quarterly, so there may be a conflict
Are
quarterly.
those morning meetings?
It's 10 AM is what it is
Yeah.
for the next one. So, which means that,
Yeah, that's conflict.
if we do the first or the third
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
not go with the third?
Monday,
third Monday?
I might have a conflict.
So you're gonna run into, the third Monday, you're gonna run into Family Day probably, and long weekends, like the May long weekend and.
Yeah, we can,
Which.
a family day like me, that we just go to the
You go to
Tuesday.
the Tuesday.
That works
We
out all right.
already have in motion that if it falls on a holiday,
We did
then
that.
alternate, but if it falls on a holiday, we have the Tuesday.
But that does conflict with 4 of the potential 10 meetings that we have a year,
Maybe Mondays are a good one.
right?
I,
Sorry,
Your commitment to the authority.
but if that's the second Monday, then
Oh, so you're suggesting we change it to the third?
yes.
Do you have
I'm
any-
fine.
Now I
I'm
will.
fine with a friendly
I'm-
amendment to that motion.
Now, I may have a conflict on the October, but that's all right, we can just
Yeah.
shift one off like we've done.
So the amended motion
Yes.
is that it defers to the meetings, the regular scheduled meetings are the third Wednesday,
Day or?
Third Monday.
third Monday.
Monday.
Monday, sorry, third Monday of every month
At 9:30.
at 9:30
Okay.
Tuesdays as an alternate.
for holidays.
Yeah.
if the council meeting falls on a holiday, it moves to the.
To the following Tuesday. Okay, location will be the municipal office
And
Good with that?
8 Front Street,
at 8 Front Street.
White Sands, Alberta, and I would tell you what the new postal code is T1W
Oh, we-
something, but.
T4K1 W1, but.
Oh, so exciting, we have a postal code.
Postal code, but it's not quite in effect.
T4K1
W1.
Not official yet.
K1 W1.
They have-
1W1?
1W1. T4K1 W1. It's not officially yet until we get the boxes here. But they
And
have-
when are the boxes coming?
We're working on it, they're still ironing out the details, but we got postal code
I
already.
think it's coming a lot sooner than we
So
thought.
now land titles, I gotta send more money in to change my address again.
Yes, we do. Well, let's finish this.
I think they said change of address would be free for this case, I thought I heard.
Not for
Not
land.
for
land
land
titles.
titles.
The post office, though. Like if you want to do like year forwarding, I think that's what it was, and then you could.
For any of your other stuff, we have no control over.
Personal land titles, yeah.
Okay, that deals with item number 8. Item number 9, appointment of external agencies. What does that refer to?
So we have all these different agencies that act on our behalf because we're so small.
Oh, right.
And sometimes it's much easier to contract it at less cost than having to have employees that have to, they get paid quite a bit more and then your benefits and all that stuff.
MGA required our business.
And their MGA requirements. So, I have put a list together,
Page
so.
25 of 39.
Yes. So our municipal property consultants, we use Gitzon Company because we have to have an auditor. IJD inspections, because we don't have the capabilities to do provincial inspections, so we contract with them. The Capital Regional Subdivision Development Appeal Board, we joined in partnership with a huge amount of other municipalities, so that if we ever had to deal with that, that's covered. And the training part, it saves us on all those costs too. We just pay our annual fee, which is, I think, about $300-400 this year. Yeah. Capital Region Assessment Services, that's because we have to have an assessment review board and the legislative requirements, you have to have them trained, so that's all covered. Grade Corps, we have been using in conjunction with ourselves to help with the planning, because we get, what do we do this year, another 13?
Yeah, about that.
13 permits, so we get quite a bit.
Okay.
For a little tiny place, we
Yep.
get quite a bit. And then Clint Syme is the County of Stettler Director of Emergency Management, Kyle Bennett and Hazelip Rule, they're the Deputy Directors, so these are all things that are required to be, or should be listed so that we know what we're doing.
So we need a motion for each one.
Just a minute, yeah, oh, each one,
Each one, or can you
can we
Do
not
it.
lump them together and you can make, you
ask
can,
for the list?
yeah,
I would.
yeah.
Count them as one.
Just,
The questions, discussion,
yeah, just a question on it, first of all, I can't remember if it was us or if I may be mixing up the county Stepford Housing Authority, but did we give direction to investigate for the auditors before we sign Gitzel for next year to look at alternatives?
We did tell you,
We did talk to you
Yeah.
about that, and I'm gonna bring it back to your attention. I did have a chat with, the person that was away, will be back now, so there will be even reduced costs compared to this year. It was because they had human resource, mat leave and stuff like that, they were limited on their staffing.
and just
So-
try to find staffing.
We did say it would be much lower next year.
Okay,
Which
so
they,
and your recommendation would be to continue with.
I would recommend let's continue, and yeah.
Okay, and then the other question is on that other list of stuff, is there anything that you have concerns with or wanting to look at alternatives that we can take
that
this
we're not
opportunity to look
100%
at?
happy with.
At this point, no, because I've been focusing on getting a lot of the other stuff caught up. I would maybe moving in towards next year budget time discussions, I might have more discussions on some of these maybe later. But at this point,
And we can change this at any
Yeah.
point.
So when you go into budget, you will then give us information on what the contracted amounts are, and if there's any
Yes.
alternatives, and so on and so forth.
they're all in the budget numbers and we'll talk about those.
So they're already set for this year.
Yes.
By the budget, yes,
by the
but we
budget.
still have to appoint these or not appoint.
Right.
Yeah.
What do we do with stuff like animal control services or bylaw services, that sort of thing? Does that need to be appointed in an external agency?
That one, I've
What's that
already,
covered under?
I've already signed another contract to extend so we could get things done. We've had a contract with, Alberta Animal Services. At one point, they had said they would not do a bunch of small municipalities. They've stayed with us. We had a negotiation with them back in 2021 when I was here. And we got it re-signed and then they just re-signed us.
But should we not have this on that list? That's an external agency.
I've got the bylaw.
Because you have a bylaw or those kind of enforcements, I've taken it under that bylaw. So, but if you want to appoint them, we do have them for another year.
Might as well add it to that list.
I just
We
I just
can.
think it's a, just as a,
Yeah.
it's just a paperwork thing, but still just to keep everything consistent and, if we're contracting out, and that, potentially it's not a huge expense, but it still should, I think it shows, it's an externally, it fits under the criteria, I think.
Yes.
So can we make that as item H?
Hi, Alberta Animal Control.
Yeah.
And is that who it is? Alberta Animal Control
Alberta Animal Services.
Services?
Yeah.
Okay. So can we get a motion to lump all of these as one, and then you can, if you need to write it up as individual motions, feel free, but
Okay.
Paul, do you wanna make that motion?
I'll make that motion for A through I that it is now as amended that we appoint all those external services.
All in favor? Yeah. Second. Okay, passed. Now. Council remuneration.
Well, you're right.
Big one.
Is that in our fiduciary interest?
Yeah, no, not even
Pecuniary
there.
interest?
That is, every year we have to set that.
Well, I bring it back for you guys so that you can.
So
have decisions.
in the package here, there's two potential policies. The original one's amended, is that correct?
Yes, so we've been finding it kind of difficult to always read our policies and make sure they're clear. So the original that's approved is in the front of, on your page 31. And then what I did was I took it and tweaked to a revised where it's still covering the same stuff, but it's adding in a little bit more clarity of, we put in conventions. So that now those are kind of listed in here, like professional development and conferences, so it kind of lays it out where now we've got something saying. We've got an allocation of $800 annually for professional development seminars, workshops, webinars. We've added in the attendance at the following major conferences is encouraged and supported.
So this, it mostly just specifies the conferences that were originally under 3.2 is now under 3.3. It lays them all four of them out. that you're looking at.
Yes.
So this is not,
It's not a big change.
it's just, that's the main thing, it's just lists them.
Yeah, pretty well, that's what I did. And then I just kind of stretched it where it was easier to read for your rates that are reviewed, and they're based on the CPI and all that kind of stuff, just kind of easier to read. I don't know what your thoughts are, maybe you like the old one, which is fine.
I don't think I've got any problem with the new one if it clarifies on a few things.
Cause if you see, it didn't have conferences in it. It
The
just kind
Schedule
of,
A won't change.
nope. Not
Unless-
Unless you
unless you
decide
change
you
it
wanna
now.
change it.
Okay, that's what I'm not saying.
Or later.
So I think it's probably clear in here, but like, just so I'm understanding it, so our regular council meetings are covered through our base
Yes.
remuneration.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it, nobody else.
And then things like attending the committees and budget meetings and all that
That
are.
is separate.
That is separate.
So what about like, we've had 2 meetings this morning, how do those work? Like our
Total
This-
hours.
training and our,
I think if you
and-
total hours.
So that's not specified, I guess,
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
The organizational.
organizational
Or when we
consider-
have,
That's an annual thing that has to happen.
what
I would
hap-
say that it gets
I
combined.
think that's your
Yeah.
part of your honorarium, but your your training this morning would be under that 4-hour meeting threshold of $75.
Oh, so we have both a regular meeting.
Yeah.
And a training meeting that we put on
Yeah.
our.
So on your
Yes.
expense
Okay.
sheet, I would like to see your training, your org meeting is already with your honorarium, but.
But your training that you covered today,
The 9:30 to
that
10:30.
should be put.
That
as
would
a
be
meeting.
meeting less than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
what about an example where we have a regular meeting and followed immediately after a bathroom break, moving into a planning meeting? Is that?
The planning meeting becomes your charge.
would be the second?
Yes,
Um,
because it is a separate meeting. You
okay,
close.
yeah,
up the
I'm just,
council.
and we're not, we're
Yeah.
just
No,
seeking clarification
Yeah.
Yeah.
on
So, like,
how
yeah,
we fill out, because I don't wanna ever get accused of, oh my God, they,
Yeah,
you know,
so
there
your regular.
are too many of those
council
counselors that are getting caught with their fingers in the cookie jar.
Or even if, you
And
know,
we
there's
just wanna make sure-
discrepancy between our different expense reports, if somebody reviews it saying,
Yeah.
why is he?
Why are
charged
you
for meeting?
claiming
He
it,
didn't.
they attended the same meeting and this one claimed it, and this one didn't, we don't want that,
Yeah.
so that's what we're seeking clarity on.
Yeah, no,
So normally, what we would. What happened in the past on the other council that I was on is the mayor would say, okay, you guys don't forget this, you have to claim this on your expense when it was a separate meeting.
If we have a special meeting, if we have a AGM
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah,
So the September meeting that we changed, it's a special meeting, but it's not a special meeting, it's a regular. It's a regular
Right,
meeting.
no,
under
yes,
council
yeah,
rules.
exactly,
Yeah.
it's,
Regular meeting just shifted it.
yes, the
Yeah.
regular meetings are covered by the,
the big amount that I break up every month, it's
Right.
it's your committee meetings, special meetings, training. That I put on your payroll as well, that's why I ask for your monthly expenses, so then when I go do payroll, which I try to pay you around the 5th working day of the month.
So just a question on that, because I
Yeah.
think you said before that you want to have the expense reports in the last Friday of the month, which could be 6 days before the end of the month.
Yeah.
So on that one where I've got a planned meeting, say
Yeah,
the last
like-
week, I put it in there anyways, even though it hasn't happened. They say, you know, I'm planning to go this one, I'm
Yeah.
planning, my schedule, I figured out whether I'm driving up to it or remotely, and so I put it in
Put it in.
advance, and that's okay.
Yeah. And if it changes, like if that meeting was more than 4 hours and ended up going forward, then we can change it.
Yeah.
Next, we'll fix it in payroll.
Sure.
Because
that,
then it stays for having you, because last year we had 2 T4s, because those are actually supposed to be part of your income, those additional meetings. So that's why this year we started putting it as your payroll every month.
Yeah,
So then you'll get 1 T4 and less confusion.
your expenses are your.
Your
this,
expenses
but
are probably
meetings-
Are not taxable.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay, and what about where we are asked to send, I don't know if it occurs or not, because Lauren did all the mayoring thing, but what happens when a deputy mayor or a mayor or somebody is asked to go to a ribbon cutting? I don't know, is that's not a committee meeting,
No.
that's usually based on,
so how is that,
Let me
and
leave that
it's
for
not-
you guys.
Yeah, that's-
but it's not a big, but I would like some clarity on it, I guess is what I'm asking, is how do we deal with something like that when there's a request and we send somebody, and it could be any of the three of us.
a parade or.
My previous experience
One example.
with
could-
other counselors, when they did that as part of their role, they did it.
One example could be, you know, Lauren has talked about, I don't know if he's ever still gonna do it now, but you know, scheduling us to go look at the pumping intake stations or something like that.
Sure,
In that case, it may be part of our time, but we might charge mileage or something like that, or a lunch or something.
I
like
don't
that.
I think that's for you guys to figure out how you wanna work that part.
No, if you do something special that is over and above like that, where you take a day or a morning
Or an
and go look, or an afternoon and go look at a pumping station as a collective group, that is one of those special meetings that I think you would charge for. And only one of us would charge mileage, because I would
Yes,
think
sure.
that we would
carpool,
carpool
yeah.
or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So.
yeah, again, it's just looking for clarity, you know,
That makes sense. It is a scheduled meeting essentially, it's that difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
so it's not just, so that is clear in here, that it's not just committee meetings, well, that's what I'm asking.
Well, I think we've kind of put it as budget, special council meetings, and I think as Leona had said, sometimes if something comes up and if you can just have it acknowledged through your council meeting that you're approving it, you're good. That's transparency, that is the way you do it. The other thing is with the little bit of a revision, I added in the conferences so that it's more clear, but there's also a way to appeal. So the mayor signs off, the deputy mayor signs off on the mayor's, and if there's something that is questionable and maybe you don't think it, you can bring it to the council meeting and have it all approved.
Well, I 2.1.4 says, approved meetings such as board, committee, commission, special council, or budget shall be granted a per diem. What, that does,
Where are you reading?
page 32 under 2.1.
But that's not the revised. I wanna look at the revised.
Sorry,
One, compensation shall follow the rates and schedule A, base remuneration for regular council meeting attendance will be paid monthly. per diem rates apply, so basically this one in the new
It's
one.
only talking about meetings, it's not
That's
talking,
kind of what I'm saying.
it's not
Yeah.
talking about, appearances.
And maybe that should be 2.6.4, a new item.
A new item,
A new
Okay.
item that basically says budget or special council meetings authorized by.
Other meetings or attendances as authorized by council resolution, should that still be on there? So we say like, yes,
Possibly.
yes, Dan's gonna attend this, and even if it's sometimes
Well,
like
it's not-
after the fact.
But
in
a
some
parade
cases,
isn't
but-
a meeting, like.
No, I
if
agree.
the town of Stettler asks you to come and be in the parade in the town of Stettler and
That's
you
part
say
of your
yes,
role.
that's part of your role.
But if you're asked to go and, look at the pumps. Because we have, and I mean, Lauren's.
I do wanna go look.
And
at
I do
this.
too, and there's a number of people that do. So is that something that's just part, or is that something that we would charge? And where does it say that here?
well, that's the thing, you could it's not actually physically listed in here, but that to me sounds like a special circumstance. You could do a resolution saying, we're going to do the look at the pumps and we're all going and we want.
I don't want individual, I don't want a special situation for that.
Okay,
I think I would like something in here that outlines it so that these are the rules, these are the expectations.
so do you
Okay.
want a 2.6.4 on the old policy and then I can just.
Or
pull-
on the new, yeah,
It's the same numbers.
on the new,
On the new one,
On the new one.
2.6.4,
does it say?
special attendance
Okay,
at events,
as approved, or as
Uh,
authorized by
as
council.
authorized by council.
Yes,
At events,
at events, yes.
but then you said we wouldn't, the parade example, you said wouldn't be,
Then we don't
No.
authorize it.
We wouldn't authorize that.
So Dan would say, I've been invited to go to Cameron's parade and represent
They'd
it.
say, have at it, enjoy
Have
it.
a
paying for that.
Have a good day, but we're not paying for it, because there's no benefit to the Summer Village of White
Yeah.
Sands. Right?
Whereas if it's going to look at the pumps, there's a
Okay.
direct benefit.
okay, so, as a couple of examples I can think of to throw there as what ifs, so I haven't attended any of these, but, the housing authority, there's some provincial umbrella organization had a golf tournament, he said if anybody wants to come, go to it. I didn't go to it, but if I did go to it.
Explain that.
I would say, have fun.
Yeah, have fun. And similarly, Parkland Library System, they have, an
yeah,
annual,
alternates.
they have an annual, thing, annual conference. And again, they've invited me as committee member to go to it. I didn't, but I guess that would probably fit under that budget for the annual conference and stuff. If I said I'd like to go to
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
Committees, boards, or external bodies to which the council is formally appointed a member, including alternates by resolution at the organizational meeting. So that could be, if you went to the Parkland Regional Services Conference,
Yes.
I guess that would be chargeable.
That would
It
be
out of
chargeable.
the- out of the
but if you
budget
went to their
conferences.
golf tournament, it's not a meeting.
Yeah.
So to me, there's a
So
benefit from the
I think
conference,
you
but
need
not
some
the golf
clarity
tournament.
here though, cause I have seen this before. So, cause you don't want double dipping either, no?
No.
So maybe with that, as organizing for other meeting. If, like, cause what if they pay for it? No, and then you put it on and you're getting expensed on that part too. So I think we've gotta decide whether it's.
So if they
Time.
pay for it, then you can't submit the
Yeah.
fees,
But you can.
but
submit
you
the
can submit the time and the mileage.
There you go.
A
Okay.
good example is the emergency planning. So we attend the committee meetings, those are claimable. What happens when they do the demonstration?
Major
The
damage.
major demonstration, if we go there to attend it, it's not a committee meeting, but it's a half-day
But it-
event.
But it-
And it is,
And
and
that should be legit
Claim.
it should be, because it's in the, it is in the best interest of the
of the
community.
community, because then now we're learning how to deal with major emergency disasters.
We can add,
So-
you know, like, some of that.
Well, special attendance at events as per the as per
Okay.
approval.
I just want to make sure, so we're clarifying events with a business purpose from social events.
Correct.
So I think maybe that should be somehow worded into that this does not apply to social events. This applies to events with a demonstrated benefit to the
Yes.
community.
So for example, if the Hall Society does a Christmas dinner and they say, we'd like you to say a few words,
Yeah.
the council should say a few words. Yeah, that's not claimable. But
So
if-
it's,
you know,
it's
so
it's
again, it's-
easily. It's easily rectified by just saying special attendance at events as authorized by council with special benefits to the community. Or with benefits to the
with
community.
benefit to the community.
And then should we just say, for
Period.
clarity, this does not include social events? Maybe that helps. We just say that?
What would that?
We wouldn't approve it at council for
Yeah.
a social event.
I like the
Okay.
idea that you guys approve it.
Yeah,
Period.
Goes
I think
through
we-
You guys,
yeah.
it's
I think that's, if it
transparent.
is something like that, and it's holy cow, it is a social event, but we need to be there because of whatever,
Okay.
then the committee has to approve it.
Yeah,
If we don't approve it, you can't claim.
so
Okay.
say Shirley
I think that's-
McClellan has a meet
A
with
ribbon
the,
cutting.
or not even that, meet with the MLA.
Yeah.
To discuss.
Barbecue to discuss, future plans. Or that's a social event,
Then you should.
but it may be important for one of us to be at.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then my golf tournament one,
It might,
I could make an argument if there's a thing other than just, hey, I like to golf and it's a free round of golf.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
If there's,
you would have
if
to
there's
make that
some
argument.
business, you would have to make that argument. So if there's some business there, other than just I golf 18 holes, I get a prize and go home. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I think it is.
So we'll leave it up to, so it's up to the onus on the individual to say, hey, I'm going to this meeting. I think it's got a tangible thing.
Legitimate thing.
So I bring it up at the next meeting and
Yeah.
you two say, yeah, sounds good. And so then I put it on my,
Right.
Just so you know, golf tournaments are not allowed by CRA anyway.
Well, I don't golf, so.
The nice thing is, this is transparent, you're having the discussion, and then you can
Yeah.
voice your things and the reasons.
Yeah.
it's good to go through the what ifs so that it is clear. Cause
Absolutely.
other times, cause there have been times I've been saying, should this be on or not? And
Yeah.
I am,
Yeah.
But if you bring it up at
Then
council
it's
meeting,
clear.
then you know whether or not you should put it on an expense report. And I'm sure that if you miss the end of the month, it can go on the next month.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so if there's
Sure.
something that you're just not sure about, wait until the next meeting and get the actual authorization
It
for
just
it.
sometimes depends on how much meetings every other month, you might get CPP deducted off. It's
No, I
not-
want an over.
Oh, you're,
I'm an old lady.
I need you to sign a piece of paper then.
sorry, one other thing that
You
I'd like,
said you were still young.
I'd like to bring up for discussion while we're doing this, it's, I know there's talk about, you could set up a committee to talk about remuneration rates, which I think not something I want to go with, but I just know when we went to the ASB conference, there was a big discussion there about like meeting rates and all that. And it sounded like a lot of summer villages are using slightly higher rates than what we have for meetings right now.
So,
It wasn't a huge difference, but I think they may have been like 100 and 150 for the 4 and 8 hours. So should we look at that?
my question is did you guys discuss this as a council prior to the election?
No.
No,
So that was just from experience, that was what we did at town council, is we always discussed this prior to the elect. That's when we made official changes other than cost of living adjustments. If we really wanted to bump something because we felt it wasn't good enough, as an elected council, outgoing elected council, we made those changes, passed the resolutions, and then it came forward. So the new council wasn't setting their own rates.
Yeah.
And that just made a ton of sense.
but we didn't have that, we didn't do that, we didn't have that opportunity.
So
So this is the one meeting of the year
That we
that
have.
we have to discuss.
But if we put it on Melissa to say, okay, at every election time, that is when you really review those. And then it gives you that, I'm not saying don't do it now.
Yeah,
But I'm saying, going
For the
forward,
future.
have your outgoing council, because then there is no pecuniary interest.
Yeah.
Because they don't know that they're elected yet.
I agree.
That makes some sense, yeah.
So the only thing that is, as changes every year is the mileage that's set by CRA. Everything else on here is basically set unless we change it now.
So what you're suggesting then, Paul, is that the 75 and the $100 gets bumped.
I think.
He's throwing it out there for discussion.
It gets considered. I'm not saying I want it or I demand it, but I just noted
How much?
that I think there is some differences
I
across.
can
some of the-
get I can go out there and come back at the next regular council meeting with some information on what's the meeting rate pay.
That would be interesting to me.
Yeah,
That would be really interesting.
And then
to
we
me.
can make a decision on whether we want
We
to
can-
pursue it or bump it, just put it for 3 years out. or-
Right, you can do a resolution to amend Schedule A, and you're not
Yeah.
amending anything else, you're just amending Schedule A.
I would like that to be, we don't need to know what the mayor of Edmonton or Calgary.
Oh, no.
What we
It's
want-
Summer Villages.
Summer villages, and perhaps, because we've done this before,
Okay.
for CAO and staff and stuff, a comparison with summer villages and villages under 300 people or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
Or can- Those stats are available,
I've got
other similar sized
Yeah.
municipalities.
So when
And we're not saying we're gonna do anything about it, we just wanna know at this time.
you're
Okay.
saying as per CRA rates, do you give us those rates as to what you want us to put
Yes.
down?
Yes.
So I have like a fillable, Paul uses it, Dan doesn't.
Oh,
I
okay,
have a fillable,
form.
yeah, that calculates everything too, and I have it that it's 72 cents right now, but sure.
Yeah,
Unless you go for the
January,
longer
thing, then it would be.
Yeah, okay, that's perfect, that's perfect. The
Yeah.
only other thing that I'm looking at is printing paper and ink. A little antiquated.
Well.
Now's a good time.
I'm really trying not to print anything.
Yeah.
I would like to
Remove
simply no, not necessarily remove it, or a monthly amount for internet. I don't want you paying for my whole internet, but maybe $10 a month for internet and computer services or whatever, just so that
And then
because
on your
everything is
monthly, and it's on your monthly expense sheet.
right.
That's a good discussion for you guys.
Yeah.
I have no question about it.
Could do that. Like I think in a case like, we have a 150 page, cause sometimes they are that big. We have the choice though of saying, I don't need to print this, I do it online, or you could ask them to print it here and just get it at the meeting or pick it up ahead of time. So, I think my actual costs are pretty minimal because I've just been using it on the computer. I guess I am wear and tear on my computer and my internet, so I guess it could be on that, but I don't know, it's kind of variable. If I were a paper person, I printed everything, then obviously it would be a substantial cost. because
If you're looking at that cost, there's also some. Just putting out there right too, cell phone use.
So
Alright,
cell
like
phone
11%.
use, computer use and internet.
Yeah.
So if we put those under a lump and said,
Maximum is $10 a month
yeah, set up.
or whatever.
Whatever
has
it
to
is.
be, it claimed, it has to be submitted in your monthly expense for it.
So maximum, but
So then I'm
as a
not
practice,
writing
would
for
we generally claim that and just say, yes, I'm using my computer every month, yes, I'm doing.
It would be.
And
Yes,
if I do excess printing.
It'd be an
that's fine.
automatic,
If I
Well,
print
up
500
to the,
pages,
what is it, $200 a year you've got in there? So $10 a month is $120 per year, right? So that still leaves you room, if you do a 50-page document and you wanna charge for that 50-page document, have at her up to the $200. Is that what you've got in there, Melissa?
I'm saying,
This printing supply thing was put in as a request because of forlorn.
he
Okay.
printed-
So
he
I
printed-
don't know, I don't have anything I really.
And then,
Oh,
I-
but it does say here in 4.4, printing supply reimbursements are capped at $200 annually, unless approved by council. So printing and electronic supply requirements are capped at $200 annually.
I would, my opinion is that we would eliminate that and put in that box, put in cell phone use, computer use and internet, $25 a month. That would cover off,
well, that's 200.
Or is that too much?
If it's $200 and you divide by 12, it's $16.67.
Oh, can we bring it? to
Yeah, well,
something?
I like
$20.
round numbers. If you wanna do that.
Yes.
But I think we should include and printing costs in there. Cell phone,
This one right
computer
here.
use.
But that includes it. If you wanna print it, it's up to you. It's your
Yeah.
cost. Yeah, okay,
Yes, but just.
but it's just a
because
cap, like, it's a
Yeah,
cap.
cell phone,
monthly.
computer, internet, or printing costs.
Sure,
$20 a month.
sure.
So cell
That's
phone,
$248. I'd say $15.
And
That's keeping it below that too.
Okay,
printing costs,
$15 a month.
let's just keep it
So
simple.
this is cell, computer, internet, and then printing paper, ink, whatever.
Yeah,
Again.
So
same
no-
with
no-
the Expense report, cause I'm not chasing you or.
No, but no,
Right,
here's
It's
my,
under
Okay.
expense
Okay.
reimbursement.
it should be an automatic, on the expense report, it should already be in there,
just
every
make-
time.
Yeah.
We shouldn't
Okay.
even need to
We'll have
add
to
it.
update it.
And,
so
and
15 times 12 is $180, and then that gives you an extra $20 that you could make a optional claim on for some
Yes,
reason.
option. yeah.
well,
Because if you put or printing in there, you could make an optional claim. I'm not going to, but
I think either it's a
Just
200 cap with receipts required, or it's the $15 allowance a month, no receipts required. But that's it,
I
if your,
just-
if your
yeah.
actual costs are higher, I don't think we should try to do both, I think it should be one or the
Okay.
other.
I think we should remove 4.4 on page 37 of 39.
okay.
We don't need a cap, we don't need, this is it, you get the
Printing computer supply reimbursements are
$15 a month,
$15 a month
that's it.
and not additional costs.
That's right.
No additional costs.
There's no receipt, there's no nothing.
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice and it's a lot cleaner?
Yeah, and I guess you could always have the option of asking Aaron to print off stuff and come
Yeah.
back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so can
Okay,
you read me 4.4, are we taking it right off?
No, 4.4 is, no.
Nope.
4.4 is electronic
Okay,
Yeah, is it electronic reimbursement?
reimbursements are $15 per month.
Which includes,
Well, it's on Schedule A.
Yeah.
right, but we got, it's also.
It has to
like
go in
Oh.
for 4.4,
Election reimbursements.
which
electronic
includes
reimbursements include.
cell, internet, and computer costs.
computer and printing.
And printing.
Computer and printing costs.
Printing. Will be a 15-month annual allowance,
A monthly allowance,
will
yeah,
be a 15-month,
$15
will be
a
a
month,
monthly allowance.
yes, of $15.
Yeah, and no receipts. So on Schedule A, it's $15 per month, no receipts.
Um. Okay, as far as the remuneration,
Good job.
okay,
We're getting there.
yeah, we're getting there. I think we should defer that
Yes.
until we get the information of, and I don't think it has to be super extensive, but there should be those stats out there. I believe there was.
Yeah, and whether it's a sampling or a comprehensive one, I guess that's up to you kind of find.
Yeah.
How long have these rates been in existence?
I think those ones for a while.
Yeah, I'd say about
It's the
4.
only one that got bumped was the mayor, and that was the council before,
Yeah,
and the other one stayed the same.
Yeah,
For
they
like
did.
the honorarium for the year.
so here's my advice, recommendation to you guys, is that you approve the revised draft with your recommendations for changes of 2.4 and the,
And
Schedule A.
2.64, 2.64 and 4.4.
yeah, 2.64 and yeah, I got it here, 4.4.
Yeah.
And the amendment of the expense reimbursement regarding that 2.4.
And then.
So you're gonna approve this amended with those things,
And
and then you're gonna do another resolution to have administration review the meeting hourly rate remuneration.
The
rates.
meeting, are we and the base rate?
And the base.
And the
rate.
base rate with other summer villages, including
Other similar
villages that are population under 300 or 500.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way it's clear.
Okay, so let's do motion number one. And that motion is to, I think you've got that,
So,
2.64 and 2.4.4
and,
and the schedule.
and this, yeah, where it
So
talks
it's
about
related.
expenses for printing paper
Yeah.
on Schedule A, just that one. Okay, yeah.
And so that is, I'll make that motion, all in favor? Okay, second motion is to direct administration to do a review of base remuneration and meeting rates for comparison with other summer villages and villages under 500.
I'll make that motion.
All makes that. And bring that back to the September meeting and then we can, so that leaves this window open. If we need to change it or feel strongly about it, we can change it. It gives us the background
Or
information.
give this information to
It
consider.
gives that, yes,
Yeah.
consideration. And then you wanted a third one that I
Yes,
don't
I
know if it was captured under anything previously, but the
No.
third one is that in future, how do you want to word it?
It should be written into the policy, so can I just step it back to the amendment?
Yes.
So you're approving the revised, the amended policy.
Let's
with
do these two
changes.
first.
Yeah.
Let's do these two first.
Yes, those two are done? No, okay, all in favor of that second one? Yep. Okay,
Okay.
the
Third one is I believe that the outgoing council should set the remuneration and expense reimbursement rates.
prior to dispersing of the, or prior to
Just outgoing council,
dissolution.
prior to the dissolution.
Dissolution, that's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Prior to the dissolution, the outgoing council will set the rates on Schedule A.
Other than cost of living increases.
Right.
Because your CRA rates are gonna change.
Yes,
Those types of things.
nice thing is when I referenced it to CRA, they kind of just flow.
Yeah, it does, it does.
It's easier than I have seen.
Okay,
one-
So
one
that's
myself.
why when you take a look at this, you have to realize that for the next 4 years, you were setting these rates.
yes,
Those rates are not gonna change.
Yes.
okay, I think, do we have anything else that we need to discuss now? I think that was it for the agenda. Congratulations to the other counselors.
So
and
all of us.
All of us, and looking forward to working with everybody.
Absolutely. It's gonna be great.
I think we're gonna move wonderfully ahead. Hope you guys got some dates open for schedules. That's all
Yeah.
I want to say.
Dates,
I'm working on strategic planning session,
yes.
so I'm trying to get some dates.
Motion to adjourn?
12:09. You. And my nose.
And run quickly to the washing pad.
Perfect.
So, just so you know,
Yes.
January